Is this responsible behavior? Should the Minister of Energy tell the people that the country does not have dollars and does not have fuel? Wasn't the minister and the government aware of this impending crisis? Weren't these public representatives appointed to identify these issues and provide solutions to them without inconveniencing the general public? What is the Minister of Energy expecting to achieve by stating the obvious? Several issues crop up here. The first issue is there an acute dollar shortage in the country?
The government is trying to control this dollar rate. According to the central bank, the exchange rate for the dollar is 203 rupees. If you go to a bank, it is 213 rupees. But we know that in the black market today, a dollar can be sold at 260 or even 270 rupees. So a logical person would not come to the bank and take 213 rupees. They will give it to the black market and get 250, 260 or even 270 rupees. The best example is that usually we get about 7 to 7.1 billion US dollars in foreign remittances. Last year we had only received 2.1 billion US dollars. We cannot say that the remaining $5 billion had not come back. It came in through the black market. That is the reason why even though banks don't have dollars, if we go to the market, there are enough dollars to be bought at a higher price. If the government continues to control the dollar, banks will face a serious crisis.
Why
do authorities seem to be continuing with the same state of affairs? There is a reason. Do you remember that Sri Lanka repaid 500 million US dollars worth of sovereign bonds? When there is an economic crisis in a country, the value of sovereign bonds in the international market reduces drastically. When we pay back the 500 million US dollars amidst many hardships, the profit made by investors is extremely large. Economic specialists pointed out this matter on multiple occasions. Nevertheless, Sri Lanka repaid 500 million US dollars, which could have otherwise been utilized to purchase fuel and medicine. Sri Lanka is scheduled to repay a 1 billion US dollar sovereign bond in June this year as well. If a person inquired into what had happened to these bonds in the secondary market, they can understand what is really going on. Economic experts point out that there is no issue in postponing the repayment of sovereign bonds. But instead, the people are forced to stand in queues to purchase essential items while sovereign bonds are repaid. In light of this situation, what will happen owing to the current fuel crisis? If one focuses on the cabinet decisions made on the 26th of October last year, they said that the long-term tender to supply fuel from January 2022 to August was awarded to a company named Vitol. The advantage in awarding a long-term tender is that there is a grace period of around 30, 90 or even 180 days for the payment to be made. In the meantime, on the 27th of December last year, the Minister of Energy informed the cabinet that since Sri Lanka has been downgraded deeply in the international market, no one is bidding for long-term tenders. While saying that, the minister requested for a blanket approval to make the necessary payments when vessels arrive. Sri Lanka also did not receive a single drop of fuel from the tender that was awarded to the Nigerian company. Now, plans have been announced to purchase a small stock of fuel from a company stationed in Cyprus through an unsolicited bid. The country does not have crude oil. Refineries are not operating at full capacity, and Sri Lanka does not have refined fuel. What will happen next? India has approved a 500 million US dollar credit line to purchase fuel. According to the Minister of Energy, we will be able to purchase fuel through this credit facility only in April. This 500 million US dollar credit line will serve as a lifeline that has been thrown to Sri Lanka for around 2 more months. In addition to this, the CEB is also preparing to purchase fuel required by them through this Indian credit facility. By the month of April this year, India will be supplying fuel necessary for vehicles to operate as well as our power sector to operate. If Sri Lanka does get by through April and May in such a manner, what will happen afterwards? Will we not be forced to purchase fuel from India regardless of the conditions put forward by them? Can there be an assurance that the power sector of our country will not fall into the hands of India completely? We have already given away a majority of the oil tanks in Trincomalee along with the land that they are situated to the Indian Oil Corporation. Discussions are underway on constructing an oil pipeline from India to Sri Lanka as well. In the end, does this not lead to a foreign country having full control over the supply of fuel and power to our country? We have already handed over a significant portion of land in Colombo to the Chinese by way of an act and have also given them special powers over this plot of land. China controls a majority of the Hambantota port. If the fuel and power sectors fall into the hands of India, what will happen? What will Sri Lanka's fate be if two superpowers in the region lay claim to multiple resources and many portions of our land? Where are we headed? Is it not apt to draw parallels from what is happening in Ukraine?